Hello, my loves, and welcome to XO Meaux. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for showing up. If you're returning, thank you. Let's have our good little time. And today I'm doing another recap and review of RuPaul's Drag Race. Today I believe it's season 13, episode 14. I think that's where we're at. And I'm kind of switching up my format. I'm just switching up my format just a little bit, so let me know what y'all think. But without further ado, let's get into it, girl. Okay, so first off, Olivia Lux just went home, and the girls are chit-chatting about the tally. And I went ahead and I wrote it down. You know, so we have Simone with 4 wins, we have Rosé with 3, we have Gottmik with 2, and we have Candy Muse with 1 win, and these are just the maxi challenges. Now, also talking about who's been in the bottom, Candy Muse has been in the bottom twice, and then Simone has been in the bottom. She's been in the bottom twice, because I believe it was Simone and Candy Muse in the bottom where that double save happened, and then Simone sent Utica home. Candy Muse just sent Olivia Lux him. Now another thing, so Gottmik and then Rosé, they're also talking, and they're so I've never been in the bottom. No, they said that I never had to lip sync, and that's not true because everybody had to lip sync on the first day. I don't know why the girls are trying to erase that lip sync. It's probably because Rosé lost it. No shade. But yeah, everybody had to lip sync on the first day, and Gottmik, Candy Muse, and Simone won theirs, and Rosé lost hers. She's the only one from that group. You know, she was in the pork chop loading dock. She was the only girl that lost that. And just looking at the total, so we have Simone with 3 lip sync wins. We have Candy Muse with 1 win and Candy Muse with 2 lip sync wins and a save. And we have Gottmik with the lip sync win. Now, just looking at the tallies and the charts, Simone is still eating the girls up. She's still eating the girls up, just based on the numbers. You know what I mean? She's still blowing the girls very much out of the water. But anyway, so this week the girls have an interview with Ru. I don't know if this makes it onto the podcast. I don't really listen to RuPaul's podcast, but it generally does. They have an interview with Rupaul and Michelle Visage, and that goes onto the podcast, and then they're also going to have a music video of Lucky by Rupaul, RuPaul's new single, which I actually do like this song. But starting off with the interview, we talk about the girls' stories, and just thinking, I'm gonna just go about the story. So thinking about Gottmik's story, I think Gottmik is I think Gottmik is the first openly trans man, you know? There could have been other ones, but again, the first openly trans man to compete on RuPaul's Drag Race, which I think is pretty fucking exciting. But something that I find to be really interesting about Gottmik's story in particular is kind of how she just floats throughout the binary, you know what I mean? Because I've seen trans people on television before, but I always feel it's very much people pushed to the extreme ends, you know what I mean? People that are AMAB becoming super feminine in passing, and then people that are AFAB becoming super masculine and passing, you know, as the opposite gender. But never, I don't think I've ever run into a story on television where you had a trans person transition, but they are still because Gottmik is a trans man, but she also floats in this, you know, very feminine place and era, you know what I mean? Which I don't feel I see a lot of, which I think is really cool and exciting to see that trans people, the trans experience doesn't have to be centered in the binary. I think that's the language I'm looking for. You know what I mean? You could be trans and still be everywhere in between the motherfucking spectrum and mix it up and have a good little time. And she's also a dope ass artist, you know? She's also a dope ass visual artist and went to fashion school and all that stuff. So yeah, and then her interview was so charming. She's so funny. She's so funny. She's just she's a really easy personality to be around. And I found myself smiling and laughing so many times while watching her interview. Now Rosé on the other hand, Now, the girls have been talking about like Rosé's story not being that relatable, which I don't completely agree with. Um, I mean, like, let me stop playing. I do think that, like, what? She's, like, perfect. She's technically trained. She's, like, a triple threat. She's really good at everything she does. She's a bit of perfectionist that has loosened up. Her family has always loved her. Hasn't really had a whole lot of trials and tribulations, but worked as an actor in New York and then, like, switched over to drag. And is Scottish. A lot of the time, the girls be looking for some type of trauma or a trial or tribulation for somebody to go through, you know, just for them to be like a little more, you know, like reachable. But I think of all the girls' stories, now this might be a little crazy. Now, I think of all the girl stories, I relate to Rosé's the most. And I'm going to explain to you why. Just because, like, I'm also an actor, and I kind of had that same moment where, you know, I was acting in the business, I was making money, I was doing what I was wanting to do, but it just, like, after a while, it was twofold. I kind of, like, lost my spark, and I still love acting, you know what I mean? I still love acting, that's my baby. I kind of lost my spark, but I was also just, like, tired of the industry, you know what I mean? I wasn't really happy with how I was working. I hated, like, having to mingle and, like, kiss ass. Like, I like socializing, but they make this whole to-do about, like, kissing people's ass so that, like, you can potentially work with them. And that's just not my MO. And then it's also, like, I'm a little bit of a diva when it comes to roles, you know? just a little bit of a diva. But anyway, I'm saying this because, like, I guess, like, Rosé's transition from being an actor to become a drag queen is kind of like my transition from being an actor to deciding to become a content creator and social media influencer. You know what I mean? Because like she was saying, there was so much more freedom in drag, and that's what I feel like this is for me. There's so much more freedom in here. I get to talk about the stories I want to talk about. I get to be in community with people I want to be in community with. And I honestly get to dress and wear whatever the fuck I want to wear. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I like to give the girls fabulous, but other times, you know, I like to give a cute, comfy couture look. You know what I mean? And I love that I can do that. And then at any point in time, if I want to switch my fucking, like, content up, I can do that. But you know what? Now I'm rambling about me. But suffice to say, that's kind of how I relate to Rosé's story. Moving right along to Candy Muse. Now, what do I have? Okay, I love Candy Muse because, like, Candy Muse just, like, really knows who she is, and she has an awesome spirit. She's such, like, I think spirited is the word I want to use. Like, she is a very special queen, and I just, like, love Candy Muse because of it. And she's so personable, and she's funny, and she just knows who she is. And there's something about, like, people who know who they are, and that's kind of been my thing for, like, people in the hood. She said, like, in her song, which we're going to talk about in a bit, she says, hood to Hollywood. And I think that, like, Candy Muse is 100% okay with living in her motherfucking truth, which I love, hands down. Which is something I see in people that, like, live in the fucking hood, you know what I mean? As grimy or as weird or as ghetto or whatever as it may be, people from the hood, they just live in their fucking truth. Better than anybody else I know, you know what I mean? They'll square up, do what they need to do. But it's really just about, like, being a down-ass bitch. And another thing, so they clocked her for her dress. They was like, so what was that look that you brought out here last week? Michelle Visage asked her that. And she said, girl, your guess is as good as mine. And that made me kiki for a good little minute. Because that's something I say too, girl. Your guess is as good as mine. You don't know? Okay, bitch. And she just released the ability to know. You know what I mean? We ain't got to know everything. We do not have to know everything. Simone's interview with RuPaul. Okay, so we find out that, like, Simone was from Arkansas. She's from, like, a town in Arkansas, and, like, she met these gay people and these drag queens called the House of Avalon, and they all moved to LA together, which I think is so crazy. That's so wild to, you know, it's like this house just got up and left. It's kind of awesome that you can have a community to do that with, you know. So I thought that was really interesting and cool. And then, like, just watching the interview when, like, they say Reggie, I didn't know, yeah, Simone's, like, birth name is Reggie, or, like, yeah, like, name is Reggie. And I don't know, whenever they say it, like, Simone's character, like, shows up and, like, crystallizes in a really nice, sweet way. Because Simone is, like, you know, she's a little demure, she's a little sweet moment. And she says that she's really shy. And like Rupaul was talking to her about like how sometimes like shyness can be an excuse for us like not to spread our wings and to grow. And Simone was like, wow, bitch, wow. And she really took that and she felt like she learned from it. Which is something I can also relate with, you know, because like I know I said that I hate mingling and all that shit, but sometimes like I am a little shy, you know what I mean? To just like walk up to a bunch of people and like let them know who you are. And like part of me is like I don't want to be expending all that energy, you know what I mean? I kind of just want to attract the right people. But again, girl, I'm rambling. But yeah, Simone is a sweetheart. She's a sweet, sweet, sweet girl. But yeah, and I kind of feel like some of her shyness is I feel like it's correlated to or connected to the way that sometimes she psychs herself out. And that's like, if I had any worry about like Simone becoming the next drag superstar, it would just be that, the way that she psychs herself out sometimes. And I was like, girl, you gotta let that go, because it's not useful and it's not helping you. Because like, y'all seen it. Y'all seen the way that she like trips out. She be tripping balls. She be don't want to disappoint nobody, and she be crying. She be crying. She cried like 3 times this episode. What's her sign? Is she a Pisces? It gives Pisces energy, but I'm gonna move right along. Okay, so now we're talking about Lucky. I like this song. It's like, it's cute, it's catchy, it's a fun little moment. I don't think any of like RuPaul's are like fucking fantastic, you know? But it's a cute little vibe. L-U-C-K-Y, honey. And Jamal Sims is doing the choreography. Jamal Sims is so fine. I'm just gonna go down the line. And then I'll also read the lyrics for you. So starting off with Got Mick. Got Mick was the first one to go up. I think of all the girls, I think Got Mick's performance in the song was my favorite. I liked her lyrics. It was a nice and easy flow. She looked good. Her performance was nice. You know, like she had good stage presence. And I just really enjoyed it. I'm gonna read her lyrics. Wake up, girls, it's now time to listen. Hands on your hip, assume the position. Mama Ru said that we're all born naked. Got Mick says, love your body, don't fake it. Here's the tea, I put in work, baby, so fight yourself and let all the basic haters lurk, baby. That face that stamps so right, clown paint and waist so tight. Boys, girls, and in between, it's time to crown your queen. Let's go. Yeah, the message is about like, be yourself, love your fucking body, put in the work, and let the haters fall in the back. You know, it's a good message. I think it's a good message. It's like, and then we also get who she is. Face that's right, clown paint, waist tight, you know, simple. And she just performed it in a really nice way. She hit her mark. She looked good dancing. She's obsessed with Jamal Sims. But yeah. Up next is Candy Muse. Now, I like Candy Muse. This is kind of like the best. For Candy Muse and Simone, this is the best I've seen them like perform musically, dance-wise. So she did really good in that. And I liked her energy. And she was giving me, she was giving me a little groove. She was giving me my little groove moment, you know? I'm gonna read her lyrics. So, yo, the Muse is back, top 4 bitch on the track. She about to bring it back, and you hoes better watch your backs. Queens wish they had my spot. They said I would go first. Now I'm laughing from the top. Ha 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 ha. From the hood to Hollywood with 3 bad bitches on my side. #1 show-stopping diva. Now I'm ready for my crown, bitch. Now, these aren't my favorite lyrics. I don't think these are the worst, but these aren't my favorite. And like my only critique about these, I wish there was more about Candy Muse. I feel like there's a lot about like what other people had to say about her and how she still made it to the top regardless of what other people said. Which, you know, is cute, acknowledge that. But she only has 2 lines about herself, where it's like, from the hood to Hollywood, #1 show-stopping diva. Not much else about anything else. And then it's also, I don't think she has positioned herself to win in these lyrics. Everybody else's lyrics just talk about, you know, being themselves and winning the crown. She says top 4. And she says she's also has 3 other bitches by her side. Girl, this is your voice. This is your verse. You don't have to talk about nobody else but yourself in your verse. But moving right on to Rose. Now, Rose has a lovely voice. Rose sings great. Rose dances well. Rose is a performer. So with that said, I have no like real complaints about her performance. I will say that she decided to rap, and because she decided that she wanted to be a rap girl, Jamal Sims gave her a Millie Rock. Her Millie Rock and rehearsal was terrible, honey. It was so funny. I don't know. She was like, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. But, and then also it didn't show up in the performance, at least not in the way I saw where it came in, and she did one of these moments, but that's not what the Millie Rock is. The Millie Rock, you gotta finish that bitch, okay? You gotta take it to the end of the block, and I don't wanna see Rose's Millie Rock on any block. I don't want her slinging no rocks. Not around me. Not around me. But anyway, I think that she did a good job. Let me read her lyrics. Little Scottish boy grew up to be the supreme. I'm the definition of the American dream. Lucky for my daddy who believed in a star. But take it from Rose, you better work to go far. Every single thing about the bitch is right. Magnifying the resume, the font is tight. I can rap with a gag. Check it, baby, this is drag. I didn't need to see her rap. It's no shade, but I didn't need it. I'm just like, if you're gonna rap, if you're gonna be a white person rapping, you better give it Eminem. And I don't even like Eminem like that, truth be told. I think Eminem is a good rapper as far as like putting words and stories together rhythmically, but I don't like her stories. I could say Macklemore, but I don't really like Macklemore either. Is there a white rapper that I like? I don't know. I'm not gonna waste time on it. We're moving on to Simone. Now, Simone, like I was saying with like Candy Muse, I was happy to see Simone, you know, like really shine and develop and get this like music thing right, because she did so bad during the musical, so bad. So it was good to see her like sing and perform and just come out and give the girl Simone. That being said, I did not like her lyrics. I did not like her lyrics. They weren't giving what they were supposed to give, at least not for me. Now, what does she say? Her lyrics are, you wanna taste of me? I'm the mother talking ebony enchantress. It took a minute, oh, but now I see. I'm the sugar honey iced tea. I got the fashion, beauty, and the brains. You see that crown? Oh, baby, that's for me. I'm not sure if I got the rhythm right, but those were the lyrics. I didn't really like the flow of them. I didn't. But as far as like, she talks about herself and she highlights herself in a flattering way. You know what I mean? And to that, I will say that her lyrics are better than Candy Muse's, because she just, again, like she highlights herself. She says that she's winning the crown. Fashion, beauty, and the brains. I'm the shit. Mother Tuckin' Ebony Enchantress. In rehearsal, and another thing I like about like Simone is that like in rehearsal, she really just took the notes that like Michelle Visage and RuPaul gave her and applied them immediately, which I saw that in the rehearsal where she took them and she said, well, RuPaul told me that like everything that I have as Simone, I have available to me, like everything that I have as Simone is available to me like outside of the drag, and I can just apply that everywhere. And I actually saw her take that to the rehearsal room, and it showed up on the stage when it came time to perform. And I love that, like, again, looking at her score chart, bitch, she's like, the girls aren't touching her, but she's still at this point of being at the top and is ready to like learn and grow and develop as a star. Moving on to the runways, the category is drag excellence. Now, starting off with Gottmik, I'm not gonna say a whole lot about Gottmik because Gottmik gives me everything that I deserve every time. I love this look. I love the holes. Yeah, and it just looks good. It's like, it's simple, it's her, it's black and white because you know it's got Mick. You know, it always matches with her face. She put a little thing in, had a rainbow eye. That was a cute little touch. Waist looked good, and I loved the dress. And it was like simple, but it was done really well, and it was flattering. Moving on to Candy Muse. I like this. I do like this, but I'm not sure what it is. Like, to me, it was very much giving like, it was giving like Daphne from Scooby-Doo meets the Jetsons in the future, you know what I mean? Or like a futuristic Daphne. I don't know, cause like the purse was cute. I liked the little like, I really liked the sleeves and kind of like the sheer kind of see-through fabric. Her hair was cute. I liked the earrings and the accessories. I liked it, but I'm not sure if I would call it drag excellence. And it's no shade, but it's just like when I look at the other girls, I see why their thing is like drag excellence, because I really feel like they're taking themselves, you know what I mean, and their brand of drag and just blowing it up and making it look really good. Candy Muse does look fabulous, but I don't really like associate this look with Candy Muse and this being like Candy Muse's best. I think Candy Muse has had better looks than this. I just think about like when she had like that big ass hat with the jewels and then the pasties moment and the diamonds and the nude. That was gorgeous. That was stunning. I'd prefer to see that, you know what I mean? Because again, it gives me like Candy Muse, you know, like it's luxurious, it's expensive, but it's also a little bit of a hoe, which is something I associate with Candy Muse. Moving right down the line, we have Rosé in this Scottish look, and bitch, she looks good. I'm not gonna hold you. She looks good. I love her hair. I love her, I forget what's it called. I didn't see the Disney movie with the redheaded like Scottish girl with the bows and arrows. Somebody's gonna know the name of it. But I really love this dress. It's done really well. I love the purse. I don't like the gloves. I will say that, and I think the lace just kind of throws me off. I don't know why the lace gloves throw me off, but they do. I feel like if she tied it into the dress or something, I would like the lace gloves a little bit more. Or if the gloves were just like a plain solid black with a nice fabric, I'd kind of be okay with them. But just kind of having like this plaid next to this lace, maybe it's a Scottish cultural reference. I wouldn't know. I'm not Scottish. But yeah, the lace gloves look a little out of place to me. And last, but certainly not least, we have Simone. Now, Simone, I think there are bits and pieces of this that I like. I do think that it's like drag excellence. It's drag because it's big, it's purple, it's regal. I love her cornrows and how she has like diamonds. Girl has the Carter jewels down her cornrows, which I love. She does kind of look like that Cicely Tyson moment. And I don't know, I need to look at the picture. Maybe I'll go find it before I post this video. But like, I know there's a moment where like Cicely Tyson wore kind of like a gown in the shade of purple and her hair straight back, or at least something of the liking. But I don't like the sleeves. And I just don't like, I don't know, because like the sleeves, like they come and then like there's this billowy moment and they tighten around here, which I think looks really good and nice and elegant. But there's also like a whole lot of fabric that falls to the ground. And when Simone is just standing still and like posing, I think the gown looks gorgeous and perfect. But as soon as she starts walking, it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't look good to me. It kind of looks like 3 pillars that are just like hanging in the wind. You know what I mean? And then like, just because she isn't cinching her waist, it just kind of looks like 3. It looks like the Roman numeral number 3, like in a column. And I don't want to be shady. Is it shady? It might be shady. But yeah, I didn't like the movement of the sleeves. I wish they were a little shorter. I wish she just had the billowy moment that cut off there. You know, I thought that would have been really nice. Or like, I just wish they weren't so long. But in all, I don't think she looks bad. Again, I think this is drag excellence. You know, we go black to the blackness, cornrows, diamonds, you know, I associate with Simone. Drag excellence is great for her. Also, bitch, I'm getting some baby oil. RuPaul asked how she stays so slick. It's just baby oil. You ain't gotta say another word to me. Now, as drag tradition goes, RuPaul pulls out everybody's baby pictures, and the girls like talk about their messages to their little like younger selves. Gottmik's like message was very cute. I loved it. It was warm. It was exciting. It gave me like warm fuzzies on the inside. I might have teared up a little bit. But RuPaul like damn near broke the fuck down. She was like ugly crying. I was like, okay. RuPaul loves Gottmik. Like hands down, RuPaul fucking loves Gottmik and is enamored by everything that Gottmik does. Who was after Gottmik? Candy Muse. Candy Muse, okay, another thing, like she took us straight back to the hood. She was talking about like ending up in jail and things not being your fault. And her story was really touching too, because like I can kind of relate. Like I can't super relate because like I didn't grow up in the hood, but I grew up around the hood, if you know what I mean. So like there was definitely like a point in my life when I was younger when I had to decide, okay, bitch, well just who are you gonna be and what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? There are two paths in front of you. Which one are you gonna go down? But yeah, it was empowering her to see her like, you know, empower her younger self like that. Rosé's was really cute. Again, like, you know, Rosé doesn't really have a trauma bond. Isn't that a weird thing to say? That's kind of a weird thing to say. But yeah, I'm just thinking about Rosé. She said that like her parents gifted her with a certain type of love that she's gonna have to teach to the world. And I think that's a beautiful message to like take on and carry with you. Simone, now if RuPaul was ugly crying, Simone was like hideous crying. Simone damn near ain't get through her speech. She'd be telling, I can't even really remember what she said. But yeah, I know her takeaway is that she loves herself now and that she can say that and can't nobody take that from her. Which like, again, it's like beautiful, you know, to have her have that journey and for drag to be a place where she's able to love herself fully and wholly. Yes. Now, last but not least, girl, the girls have to lip sync because to see who's gonna make it into the finale, and everybody lip syncs one at a time, which I like because I don't want to see all these bitches lip sync against each other. And if they did pick pairs of twos, you know, it'd be kind of hard to, you know. I think it's like if they did pairs of twos, who would they decide to be the pairs? And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it'd be weird. Like, who are we gonna send home? I just wouldn't know, because I really do love all of these girls. No shade to Candy Muse. I don't think she's gonna win, but I do love her and I do think that she's a superstar and has earned her spot in the fucking finale, like she said in the interview. But anyway, just like real quickly, I wasn't wild. That's not. Let me slow down. Grab the wall. Wiggle like you're trying to make your ass fall off. Okay, tune back in, just going down the line. I think that like the best lip syncers were Gottmik and Simone for me. And I think that like the winners are gonna be one of those two. I think it's gonna be between them. Rosé has a good chance too. Not even gonna lie, because Rosé has been consistently getting better and currently has more wins on the book than Gottmik. But I just feel like at this point in Drag Race history, Gottmik and Simone, they have like better stories for the next upcoming drag superstar. Whereas like I love Rosé. If she get it, like I wouldn't be mad per se. But it's just like I've been perfect. I've had a really successful life. My family has always loved me, and now I'm gonna teach other people how to love themselves, which is great. But there's just, I don't know, there's just not a whole bunch of transformation there, which I guess is the transformation necessary now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure, girl. Where was I going? Anyway, I think Gottmik and Simone did the best. Candy Muse, like she wasn't bad, but she kind of did like a lot of shaking. Rosé did the dramatic arms. And she looks good doing it, you know, full body, you know what I mean? She performs well. But I really do feel like Simone was the most in tune with the song in Whitney Houston. Uh, and Gottmik, you know, she just gave and she serves. I think like Gottmik, again, is a good performer. And I don't think she's gonna not show up in a good way. There's not a winner this week, but if I had to give it to somebody, I would have given it to Gottmik. Just because I liked her performance the most. I liked her lip sync the most. And I didn't like her lip sync the most. I thought her lip sync was second best, but I liked her look the most. You know, she's got 2 out of 3. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but that's it. All the girls, nobody gets eliminated. All the girls go to the top 4, which again, you know, it's fine. I don't want to sound shady because I do love Candy Muse, but like, I'm just like, this makes me sound like a bitch. But I'm just like, get rid of dead weight. You know what I mean? We love Candy Muse. I don't think she's going to win. We love Candy Muse. And again, I can't say this enough. I love Candy Muse. Like RuPaul said, she's a very, very special queen. And she has earned her place in the top 4. But I don't think she's going to win the competition. And then like, as far as the finale goes, I'd be a little bit more nervous. I think I'd be a little more enthralled with watching a night of television experience where it's just between Rosé, Simone, and Gottmik. You know what I mean? Candy Muse is great. I think I'm going to enjoy whatever Candy Muse does, you know, but I think we all know that she's not going to win. No shade. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But yeah, at this point, I feel like it's between Gottmik and Simone. But let me know how you feel, because I think Rosé has a good chance as well. Not gonna lie. Like, there's no reason for, like, if Rosé won, I don't think it would be unjustified. You know what I mean? And I do know that, like, this has kind of been a hard, like, top group, you know? Because everybody I talk to, they have different, like, opinions. Some people think it's just gonna be Rosé winning. Some people think it's just gonna be Simone. Some people think it's just gonna be Gottmik. Some people think it's between Rosé and Simone. Some people think it's between, you know, Gottmik and Rosé. There's all different combinations that people are believing in. But yeah, let me know how y'all like this format. Because usually what I do is, like, I watch it and then, like, I record, like, my little highlights in between the commercial breaks. But this time I didn't do that. This time I just, like, I watched it, I took my notes, and I kind of didn't want to do the moment in moment. I just wanted to bring you my thoughts. But I also really want to know what y'all think. Because this is as close as I'm getting to a watch party at fucking, you know, Club Cafe in Boston. But anyway, girl, thanks again for watching. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Follow me on TikTok for more comedy, or my YouTube channel for more reviews, fashion, you know, healthcare, wellness, and the liking. And go watch another video. They're right here. I make it so easy for the girls. Okay, thank you. And until next time, this is XOMO. Bye.